Freak Nation, he's back. Graham Rahal, friend of the Freak Nation. Graham, we're celebrating 25 years coming up in a couple of weeks here in the Freak Nation. You've been coming in since you were freaking 15.
Now you've got 25.
Yeah. You really have, haven't you? Yeah, you really have.
Close. 2005, I think, was the first one I did with you guys. I think it was at Sebring and Star Mazda.
Yep.
It was, yes.
You know, that just shows you how memorable you guys are, because I can't remember what I had for dinner last night. So
sorry, Courtney.
Yeah.
We had you, we had Marco, and Sellers. Brian Sellers, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Good times.
Yeah.
Sebring. And then we went over to the zoo and we were inducted into that Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Oh, nice. I don't know if that's one to be proud of.
Well, my point, Graham, is, all right, you've got another baby on the way. We were talking about Ducati dealerships, Ducati teams, car ownerships, race car teams, driver. There's a song from Rolling Stones called Mother's Little Helper, and we all know what the hell that is. What's Daddy's little helper to get you through this? Because I have one kid, and I'm freaking bone tired.
Well, I'll be honest with you. My helper is definitely Courtney, because she, frankly, gets stuck with a lot of that. Yeah, I mean, I try to be as present as I can with the kids each and every day. But for me, yeah, I mean, if I didn't have her and really, you know, too, everybody's always like, oh, you guys must have a nanny, which we don't. She's always done it on her own. So, but I'm pretty sure she's about ready to kill me at this stage. So, you know, but that's the helper.
No, she's not, because this is exactly how she was raised. And being a little girl at the racetrack with a lot of siblings, I mean, this is normal. And I like watching this because it's the evolution of the next generation of the families that we know and love. And I've seen it with the Dixon kids, and they just become natural at the racetrack. They have their own lives, whether it's dance or horses or what have you, but then they are very comfortable at the racetrack as well. I think there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Like, my girls look forward all the time. Harlan's always like, Dad, let's go to the bus. Can we go hang out at the bus? I'm like, you know, like, they love it. They think it's more fun than being at home, for sure, is to go and sit in the motorhome and do nothing, apparently. But yeah, I mean, you know, they love it. It's a huge part of their lives. And obviously for Courtney and I, it's been a huge part of ours. So, you know, it's definitely, it's special. I'm bummed this weekend for Worldwide Technology Raceway that they're not going to be with me on Father's Day weekend. Mm-hmm. Nor will they be at Road America, I don't think. So, you know, that's a bit of a bummer, but such is life and such is racing life, right? I mean, you know, as much as you try to be and want to be home, you're often taken away as well.
Freak Nation, Graham Rahal joining us here with the Freaks. And let's get right into that, though. We ask it specifically about Worldwide Technology Raceway. Granted, we're partners of theirs, but the excitement from you bastards running this race is bananas, and the different opinion on why they like Worldwide Technology is even more impressive to me. What does Graham think of the track?
Well, I was one of the guys, you know, that really pushed to get it back. It's obviously in a good market for IndyCar racing, being close to Indianapolis. And, you know, last year was a tremendous race. If you remember, I actually had an engine failure, so I was out mid-race. So I got to watch a lot of it. And it was awesome. I mean, it was awesome to watch. And so, you know, to me, I think it's one of the best pure races of the year now. I think it's going to be tremendous to watch and be a part of. And, you know, for us on our team in particular, on the OneCure Honda, you know, we feel that we've made some great progress on the short ovals. We actually tested in Milwaukee this week. And I went, you know, 8 or 9 tenths of a second faster than I qualified last year on a green track. So, which was huge. So, you know, I think that we've gotten a lot better. Having said that, actually, we were pretty competitive at Worldwide Technology last year until the engine failure. We were running very well. So I'm excited to get there. I'm excited for the race. You know, primetime Sunday night on Fox, right? 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I was saying this is my 300 start this weekend. That will make you guys feel old too. And I've never done a Sunday night race. I mean, we've always done Saturday night, but Sunday night race is something new, and I think it's pretty sweet. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, 300. Where does the time go, Graham? This is just
I don't know.
But with the summer,
it goes quick. It goes quick. I know that.
With the summer grind, because there's Worldwide Technology Raceway, and then you alluded to Road America. You've got street circuits, you've got road courses, you've got short ovals. Is Iowa still a doubleheader? I mean, you've got all these different things that go on in your summer. And like Kenny alluded to earlier as well, and being a dad, how do you mentally decompress from everything else and just focus on race weekends?
I mean, I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't. But I actually am one of the few that I think I like to get into the rhythm of the summer and knock these races out and get to the end of the year. And then I can sit at home and drink beer and watch Ohio State football. So, I mean, for me though, in all seriousness, I like the rhythm of go, 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 go. That's my personality type. That is not good on the teams though. It's not easy for the teams. These guys are, they're dead right now. I mean, the amount of work that has gone in has been insane, but as a driver, you're spoiled because you just show up on the weekends, you do your thing, show up to the tests, whatever. And so I typically like that pattern of movement. And so I don't mind it. I mean, particularly, obviously Worldwide Technology, but then you go to Road America, which is about the greatest weekend of the entire year. And, obviously we got Toronto right after that, or I don't know, there may be some other Mid-Ohio, Toronto, Iowa, I don't know. They all blend together, but it's a good run of races that are all quite different. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
That are all quite different, which also proves to the worldwide race fans, I would imagine, I would hope, that you guys are the most diverse talent. You can conquer anything on any given weekend. That elevates your status as a series, as drivers. So Formula One coming out this week and saying, hey, we're going to put our Montreal race dead head-to-head with the Indy 500 because our drivers, they didn't say this, I'm paraphrasing, because our drivers are worthy of that. That's a slap in the face, isn't it? Even though they're coming out right now and saying, no, it's not a slap in the face to IndyCar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's scheduling. I really do believe when they say there's scheduling conflicts because we've lived that. Ask Jay Fry, who now runs our team. But the reality is that wasn't a smart move. And I don't think it's necessary either, like to try to go head-to-head with the biggest race in the world on the same continent. I don't think it's smart. I think, that it could have been thought through a lot more. However, I honestly don't think they really pull much from each other. I mean, Montreal is a great track, but Montreal is typically a race that most of the fans are from Montreal. The Indy 500 is not that. The Indy 500 is from 50 plus countries or whatever it was this year for people all over. My sense is that they don't really hurt each other much. Now, obviously, the biggest thing will be the TV rating when they go head to head, and that'll be interesting to see what the effects are. But you know what? I mean, Formula One's riding high. They've had it their way for a long time. They've got a lot of money to spend on a lot of things, and as IndyCar, we just need to stay true to ourselves and focus on the things that we can do better, and we'll be fine.
Graham Rahal joining us here in the Freak Nation. Graham, we've asked Kyle Kirkwood, Nolan Siegel, Christian Lundgaard, and I want your opinion on this. We've made a big deal out of having an oval immediately following Indianapolis 500. All three of these guys had different answers. Where does Graham Rahal stand with an oval immediately following the Indianapolis 500 versus
I don't think it matters at all. I don't think it matters at all. I think everybody, likes this in theory, but I mean, I don't think it really matters. I mean, I just don't think it matters. I think as long as wherever you're going to, puts on a good show, I'm not really sure that it has a direct effect. I know what people say. Oh, well, you go from 7 million viewers for the Indy 500 down to 1.1 million or 1.2 million or whatever it was for Detroit. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's always been that way since my dad races and everybody else. So I don't think going to an oval means that you're suddenly going to get more viewers. And honestly, the crowd at Detroit, I'm normally fairly critical, as you guys know. Crowd at Detroit was actually much busier. The Kathy's even nodding over here. Like, it was a lot busier than it was in years past. A lot. So to me, I don't know. And then Chris Blair, at Worldwide Technology, I spoke to Chris a lot of time, up significantly on their pre-solds, but a lot of first-time buyers buying tickets. That is a good sign, right? That is a positive trend for our sport. So to me, we just got to keep chugging along.
Yeah, the bottom line, I think at this point, that momentum from the month of May now needs to come into just plain give us exciting races and a little bit of entertainment every single weekend, and people will stay. And that's what this series does. So now we just need to figure out, maybe via social media, how to just help to keep them.
And I think that the more important part is consistent schedule.
Boom.
Because, like for me, Gateway or Worldwide Technology, it's moved a lot over the last few years. Okay. Laguna Seca moved a lot. Was the last race there. Then it was in June. Now it's, what is it? August. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But also the start of the year was hard. Race, everyone's like, oh, the TV rating was bad. Well, TV rating would be bad for anything if you race and then take 3 weeks off and race again a month later. Fans can't follow that. I mean, love it or hate it, the one thing you know about NASCAR is if you're bored midday on a Sunday, there's probably a NASCAR race on every weekend.
It's so true.
I mean, it's true. It's consistent. It's there. I mean, I know that personally. I'm not, I love seeing Larson do well and guys that I'm friendly with, but I'm not going to sit and watch a 3.5 hour NASCAR race. There's no chance. But my point is that if I've got nothing to do midday, I'll probably click it on. But I know it's there. And that's the thing where we struggled at the start of the year. We'd race, take forever off, then we'd race again. The one thing I'm seeing Fox do really well too, obviously this is unique this weekend, be primetime Sunday. But if you look at the majority of the races are a midday Eastern time start, like 12:20, every one of them, which is awesome. So to me, it's more consistent in the scheduling, is a bigger difference maker to the TV rating and all of that stuff than anything else. The at-track crowds, the road and street courses are always going to be better than the ovals. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's just that's the way that it is. So, to me, which is weird because the ovals, you can see everything. But that's just the way it's going to be too.
We need more Black Hawk helicopters. We need more fireworks like that WWT has. I know that was badass.
Sweet.
We need more Ferris wheels. We need something in these oval infields to bring people besides just the racing. Because you're right, that's the only place where you can see everything. But let me throw a would you rather at you, because we talked about the grind that consistent scheduling, or at least back-to-back-to-back scheduling, has on the crews. Would you rather start the IndyCar season, and I know people are going to hate this, in April and end it in September in order to have a consistent every other week and sometimes every week, or start it so that you don't have a 6-month off season, start it in February, end it in October, but have spaces in between?
I like our current time frame. I would like to see the start of the year busier. I feel like doing one race and then a massive break is not effective. I would prefer to see it go St. Pete, then maybe a week off, then a race, then maybe a week off, then Mexico City, week off, Arlington, a consistent, Long Beach, consistent pattern. Summer months can be busier. I'm not a fan of racing on the 4th of July at all. I'm not. I'm a patriot. I want to be on the beach drinking a beer, watching a Black Hawk fly over my head. I don't want to be, I'm not. Like, if it were me, I wouldn't go to a race on 4th of July. It's just me. But because I think that's time to be at the lake with your family or whatever, right? But anyway, just me. but I'd like to see a consistent schedule and end before football season, because not just because of my fandom of it, it's more because people don't watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every sport, every motorsport takes a hit when NFL or college football is on. Just the truth. So, you know, to me, just get it over with.
But I hear you. Keep the time frame in the calendar year, but add more races to keep the consistency higher.
Yes.
And by the way, Kenny agrees with you on 4th of July weekend. We typically take it off. And meanwhile, NASCAR's in Chicago. You guys are Watkins Glen, or wherever the heck you are. And yeah,
Ohio.
it is
I mean,
Ohio.
It's my home race too. So I obviously love my home race, but I'll just be honest. I go to my home race alone nowadays because my family wants to be with the rest of the family, you know, enjoying what 4th of July has to offer.
In Tahoe.
Watching the paratroopers jump out of planes and, you know, do this Black Hawk demo. And although, you know, California, we're not allowed to have fireworks anymore. So we just got those back. We had a drone show. That was thrilling. That was awesome. So anyway, but I mean, I would rather, I think that there's certain Easter, you don't race, you're with family. 4th of July for me, that's one of those times. But I don't make the schedule. So, you know, but you look at the start of the year, you have St. Pete, massive break, thermal, you know, massive break. Like that sort of thing needs to get a little more smoothed out. And I think it will, because next year you're going to have Barber. You're going to have, I'm here in Mexico City. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard this rumor a lot.
Yep.
You have Arlington. Obviously you got Long Beach, St. Pete. So you're going to have 5 or 6 before Indy at least. So you do the math. That's quite a lot of races. So we'll see.